I'm gonna make some easy, quick root beer, and I thought I'd show how to do it. You just need a plastic half-gallon container or 2 liter. It needs to be plastic or something because this will be fermenting, and when you use glass, it can explode, and you have to pay attention to it a lot and watch it. I'll explain how this makes it a lot easier to do and a lot simpler, and you don't have to have a lot of fancy equipment or anything to do it. So this is just a bottle that I took. I added a teaspoon of bleach and filled it up with water just to sanitize it. You want to try to keep things sanitized. Same with this. I don't have a funnel. If you have a funnel, it would work, but I don't, so I'm using that. And the recipe is pretty simple. I'm going to use regular baker's yeast. You can use champagne yeast or ale yeast or something, but I want to show that you can just do it with regular baker's yeast. And the ingredients are pretty simple. If you can get them, I know you can get them online easily, but there's some shops that have them too, like where I get them. This is for root beer. This has actual sassafras in it, which is the root beer flavor. I'm not afraid of the chemicals in it. This is going to be a tablespoon of sassafras. Some licorice here. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of licorice to it. And I also have some burdock, and I'm going to add a quarter teaspoon of burdock. Sarsaparilla, I'm going to add a teaspoon of this to it. Then I have the roots all measured out in there. I'm going to add a cup of sugar and 4 cups of water. Just kind of throw this together and bring this up to a boil. Okay, I'm just going to stir this around a bit here. Put the lid on it and set the timer for 25 minutes and let it just sit and simmer. In 25 minutes, I'm going to turn off the heat and just sort of set this over here to cool. And I'm going to set the timer for another 35 minutes. Just let that sit there and cool down. Keep it covered, and I'm not going to mess with it or anything. Cooled down enough here so I can go ahead and put it through this cloth that I actually boiled and also tried to keep sanitary. Maybe a strainer or something that would work a lot better, but this is what I have and this is what I'm using. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it and pull this out. I have a nice and strain. I'm just going to pour it in this bottle, which I also will probably pause the video for so I don't spill it everywhere. Now that that is in there, I'm going to take 4 cups of water and add that to it. About 4 cups of water. I'm not going to fill it up all the way. I'm only going to fill it up to here. You want to have a space in there. I'll show you why in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and put water in. Add about a quarter teaspoon of yeast. You don't really need very much. If you add more, it'll just work a little faster, I think. Maybe if you add less, it'll just take more time for it to work, things like that. But I'm going to add about a quarter teaspoon. Okay, I added the yeast in there, and now I just have to shake it up really good. Okay, make sure I'm shaking it up until the yeast looks like it's pretty well dissolved, and I'm just gonna sink to the bottom there. Okay, and now the reason why you only fill it up to here, and the reason why you use a plastic bottle instead of a glass one is because you want this to carbonate. And if you use a glass bottle, you can't really tell the level of carbonation until you open the bottle. And you also don't want it to explode on you. And you don't know how fast this is going to ferment. Depending on how much yeast you use, how active the yeast is, how warm or cold the environment this is sitting in is, that kind of thing. So, I mean, it can happen with just in a few hours. So what you do is you crack the top a little bit, and you push all the air out. So you get to the top, and then you close it. There, now that it's like this, as it ferments, it'll blow back up and carbonate and become really, really hard again. And then you will know that it's carbonated and ready to go. And it'll also give you some leeway before it don't explode. And if you want to increase the carbonation and maybe increase the fermentation level, you just crack open the top again and let the air back out like this and squish it and then close it again. And then just repeat the process. And then when you're done fermenting it, which can take anywhere between a few hours and a couple days, you just stick it in the refrigerator and let it cool down and let the yeast become inactive, and it all kind of settles to the bottom down here, and then you can drink it, and it's carbonated and delicious. It is almost ready. I'd say probably another hour, and it will be here. I can still put shit on it pretty easily, so I want it to be really hard, like a brand new bottle. That's when I know that it's back to being super, super carbonated, and I'll set it in the refrigerator, and it'll cool down, and the yeast will settle at the bottom, and then I can drink it. If you're wondering why this is not as dark as, like, commercial root beer, they add colorings to make it dark, but traditionally, root beer would have been made with, like, probably really dark molasses. So that's one reason I used white sugar. So, but yeah, if you're wanting, like, a darker root beer, you can use, like, really dark molasses to flavor it. So, yeah, we'll be back when it's nice and firm. It's nice and firm now, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in my refrigerator to chill, and then I will pour a glass and show you what it's like. It's pretty cool now. You see where the bottom has all the sediment, and it's really carbonated, so I'm gonna open it up and pour a glass here. Pretty foamy already just opening it up, so I'm pretty sure this is very carbonated. I gotta be careful, or it might just kind of fly out of the glass. There we go. That's good. That's all there is to it.